Alright everyone, so what I want to start doing now is we have this score and it only goes up to 100, and I know that it's possible to get more than 100 points on the levels that we have. I mean, in principle, you could have a score that's infinitely high if you just keep scoring and never losing. So I want the scoreboard to reflect that. I want a scoreboard that can go to infinity. Now, how do we do that? Well, we're going to have to create a looping effect that keeps creating more numbers as we need them. And this is a bit tricky, but it's kind of cool. What we're going to do is we're going to use clones. And we're going to get the number to clone itself, and then when it needs to, clone itself again. And then when it needs to, clone itself again, and so on. So that we've always got extra numbers to pick up the extra score. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of score tens because we don't need it anymore. Then we're going to go to score units, and what we're going to do is we're going to replace the score tens, but we're going to use a clone instead of a whole sprite. So let's reacquaint ourselves with the way this works. So, the wizard zaps the ghost. That causes a broadcast to go out, increment score. The number receives this increment score. And then there are two possibilities. Well, there are 10 possibilities, but 9 of them are all the same. So, if the score is in the costume that looks like a 1, then it goes to the next costume which looks like a 2. And if it's in the costume that looks like a 2, it goes to the next costume that looks like a 3. And the same for all of them. 7 goes to 8, 8 goes to 9. But then if it's in a costume that looks like a 9, which is the costume number 10, then it does something different. In that case, it goes round to 0, and then it tells the 10s to go up by 1. So it will broadcast a message to the 10s. So here's the trick right here where it says broadcast increment 10s. That used to be a signal that went over to the score 10s, but we've got rid of that now, so there's no point broadcasting that signal. But what we'll replace it with instead is create clone of myself. And then we need when I start as clone. And so now this clone is just going to be a copy of the number that already exists. So the first thing we need to do is we need to move it over so that it's in the position of the 10s. So go to motion and change X by -40. Okay, let's try that.
Yum yum. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, yum yum. Whoa, whoa.
So you can now see that we have our two numbers, but they're incrementing together. So every time I get a ghost, both of them go up by 1, and that's not what we want. So that's something we'll fix in the next video, and I'll see you then. Thank you for listening, and if you find this video useful, please hit like and subscribe.